To focus on your weight in the new year, there's a chance emotional eating is part of it. Joining me this morning to talk about how to avoid that is relationship expert Dr. Patty in Dublin and fitness instructor Wendi Hoak. Good morning to both of you ladies.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us. Now, Dr. Patty, and this is something that we were talking about a little bit as we were getting ready for the holidays, because you focus so much on keeping those relationships strong during the holidays, and you said so many people tend to turn to this emotional eating.
Right. What happens is we don't realize it, but like approximately 80% of all eating has to do with emotion, not hunger. And I realized that when at my work with people and Wendy's work as a fitness instructor, there's a lot of collaboration between her frustration helping people lose weight and stay fit and their eating habits. Would you like to share that?
Yeah, in fitness, a lot of people come to the gym and it's a new year, people have new goals. But what we find is you can't out-train a poor diet. As much as you work out, if you don't have the nutrition piece as well, then you won't achieve the goals to your best of your ability. And the nutrition piece is often tied to our body image and our emotions as well, that sometimes it's not knowing what choices to make, but a lot of times it's people have other issues with regards to why they're eating. They're not necessarily hungry. Maybe they're anxious or stressed or lonely, so they might turn to food and make poor choices in order to fill those emotional needs. And that's when, you know, I can collaborate with Patty Ann to help people with that piece.
Now, with that, I know you said that part of combating this is figuring out, you know, why are you eating? Are you eating because you're hungry, or are you eating to fill some sort of emotional void that you're dealing with? You know, easier said than done sometimes.
Absolutely. What happens is, let's say you had lunch at noon and you find yourself going for food at 1 o'clock. You're clearly not eating because you're hungry. So you have to stop and think, what is the driver behind me reaching for that, whatever that is? And I know Wendi has found that with her clients, there's that frustration of the eating because it's emotions that are driving the food as opposed to the food being fueled.
Yes. When I started to be more and more active, I realized my food needed to be fuel to fuel their activities. So whether it's you're an executive running a company and you need to really be on top of your game and clear thinking, or you're an athlete and you need your energy, the food is fuel, and what you put into your body makes a difference. So eating because you're maybe, you know, tired, well, are you having the right kind of fuel throughout the day?
And you mentioned keeping that clear mind. It's important to pay attention to what you're eating as well, having that mind-body connection happening.
Absolutely. We are always so busy, so sometimes we eat on the go and we're sort of making mindless choices with what we eat. So be more mindful, having a mindful pause we've talked about, so that you make choices that make sense.
And Dr. Patty, and I would imagine that, you know, not only we don't want to focus on eating because we're hungry, not because of our emotions, but you also want to take care of your emotions so that you're not trying to fill that void.
Absolutely. You need to know what you're feeling so that you're not trying to stuff your emotions with food, because then you're never satisfied. You're always feeling hungry. You're always trying to fill a void, and you're filling it with the inappropriate thing of food, as opposed to emotionally understand and be cognizant of what am I feeling and how am I trying to fill that need or to take care of it, as opposed to always going to the alternative of food. And unfortunately, it's normally not the healthy food choice, but the quick fix.
And the comfort food and that sort of thing. So sometimes even just knowing that that might be what you're doing can help
is the start, and then be aware and then think, okay, so what can I do differently? And the good news is you eat at least 3 times a day, so we have plenty of practice.
Thank you, ladies, for joining us this morning. Great advice for everybody working on those resolutions in the new year. We will be back with more news and weather right after this.
Got a new tablet or smartphone for the holidays?